In June 2025, the Wall Street Journal published an investigation the recreational vehicle industry spent significant money trying to suppress. Why are brand new units leaking water on the dealer lot before a single customer has driven them? Why does one manufacturer carry more active recalls than any car company in the United States? Today, we are exposing the engineering failures destroying this industry from the inside. We are going to show you the only 3 types of vehicles you should actually consider buying with your money. If you think you are choosing from dozens of competing RV brands, look again. Nearly 4 out of every 5 new RVs in the United States now roll off assembly lines owned by just 2 corporations, Thor Industries and Forest River. The names on the side, Keystone, Heartland, Tiffin, Airstream, Coachman, are familiar, but peel back the logo and you will find the same parent companies reporting to Wall Street every quarter. According to SEC filings and the Wall Street Journal's 2025 investigation, Thor and Forest River together shipped 360,000 of the 480,000 new units delivered last year. That is roughly 80% of the market, controlled by 2 holding companies that have spent the last 2 decades on a relentless shopping spree, absorbing every major independent builder in their path. What does this mean for you? It means real competition is gone. It means the same cost-cutting mandates, the same procurement contracts, and the same production quotas are now baked into nearly every brand you will see on a dealer lot. The illusion of choice is just that, an illusion. Airstream, once the gold standard for craftsmanship, is now a Thor subsidiary. Heartland and Keystone are both under Thor. Tiffin, famous for family-run quality, now answers to the same quarterly earnings calls. Forest River's reach is just as deep, sweeping up Coachman, Dutchman, and more. The result is uniformity, not variety. When 2 conglomerates dictate the terms, the pressure to maximize output and minimize expense becomes the law of the land. And that is where the real trouble starts, because the next step is what happens inside the factory and what happens to your money when these companies cut corners at scale. Inside the factory, the pace isn't set by craftsmanship, it is set by the clock. Most RV assembly lines run on piece rate pay, not hourly wages. That means workers are paid for each cabinet hung, each microwave installed, each furnace vent attached. The faster they move, the more they take home. Every pause to double-check a vent or reroute a wire is money left on the table. The result is not random. It is the predictable output of a system built to reward speed above everything else. Listen to the testimony of a former line worker. You are told how many units you need to finish per hour. If you fall behind, you get written up, so you cut corners. You staple through wiring instead of running it clean. You drive screws straight through the microwave wall because it is faster than lining up the bracket. You jam a furnace flue into place and seal it with silicone, even if it does not line up with the vent outside. These are not isolated mistakes. They are the direct result of a factory incentive structure that makes slow, careful work a liability. When your paycheck drops every time you stop to fix a misaligned cabinet, you do not fix the cabinet. You keep the line moving. The fallout is everywhere. Electrical shorts from stapled harnesses, microwaves ruined before their first use, flue pipes that vent carbon monoxide inside the cabin instead of out. The factory's speed is your risk. The system is designed to push defects downstream, hoping the quality control team catches them, or that you will not notice until you are miles from the dealer. This is how new RVs end up with life-threatening flaws before they ever leave the lot. A damaged recreational vehicle wall looks innocent from the outside, maybe a soft spot under your palm or a faint bubble in the fiberglass. But start tearing it down, and the failure is unmistakable. The modern recreational vehicle wall is a sandwich, a thin fiberglass skin bonded to Luan plywood then glued to a block of foam insulation. The whole structure depends on a thin line of adhesive that is supposed to hold through years of heat, cold, and vibration. The catch is that the glue cannot survive water. A single crack in a roof seal lets rain seep behind the skin and reach the luan and the adhesive. The result is called delamination. Once water gets in, the bond dissolves, the fiberglass peels away, the foam loses its grip, and the plywood turns to mulch. No amount of drying or patching will restore the lost strength. The chemistry is one way, and the bond is gone for good. Replacement means stripping the wall to its frame, fabricating a new panel, and reassembling the entire side of the vehicle, often at a cost that dwarfs the recreational vehicle's remaining value. That is why, when delamination hits, the loss is total. It is not an accident. It is the logical end of a design built for speed, not for life on the road. You discover a soft spot or a bubbling wall and head to the dealer with your warranty. What happens next is not a straightforward repair. It is the start of a bureaucratic maze engineered to wear you down. First, the dealer must photograph every inch of the damage, upload the images to the manufacturer's portal, and wait for a corporate claims processor to sign off. Dealers cannot fix anything without written approval. If the photos do not meet the company's standards, the claim is kicked back for more evidence, sometimes weeks at a time. Even after approval, the process grinds to a halt. Out-of-stock components are the rule, not the exception. Parts are warehoused at a central facility, often sitting for 3 to 6 months before they are released. Your RV sits on the lot, unusable, while you keep making loan and insurance payments. Lemon law attorney Lisa Chang calls it death by paperwork. In California alone, more than 22,000 RV lemon law cases were filed in 2024. That is not a blip. It is a business model. The system is designed to stall, frustrate, and ultimately deter legitimate claims. For thousands of owners, the only way out is legal action. The math is brutal. Every month your RV sits, its value drops, and your patience is tested. The warranty you paid for is a gate, not a guarantee. Airstream once stood for something. For decades, the Silver Bullet trailers were a symbol of American road trips and mechanical pride, hand-riveted, leak-proof, built to outlast their owners. But when Thor Industries took full control in 2015, the promise of timeless craftsmanship started to unravel. Longtime Airstream owners began reporting rivets popping out of the iconic aluminum shell, sometimes within the first year. Window seals, once double-stitched and checked by hand, started to fail, letting water seep into walls that were supposed to be airtight. One owner who had driven the same Airstream across the country for a decade described waking up to rain puddling inside her new trailer, the rivet lines bulging, and the window frame warped. These are not isolated complaints. Service calls for Airstreams made after 2015 surged, with warranty requests for leaking windows and loose panels outpacing anything the brand had seen before. The reason is production lines that once belonged to Airstream alone now run side by side with lower margin Thor brands. The same cost cutting, the same piece rate incentives, the same pressure to move units, not perfect them. The badge on the front might say Airstream, but the system behind it is designed for speed and profit, not longevity. If even the most storied name in the business can be hollowed out by the factory system, what chance does any badge have? For owners, the message is clear. No brand is immune, and no reputation can withstand a business model that puts shareholder returns above your investment. Start with the build date. If you want an RV that actually holds up, target models made before the corporate buyouts. Take the 2018 Tiffin Allegro bus. Built under the Tiffin family's direct oversight, it earned a reputation for solid cabinetry, careful wiring, and a recall rate far below the industry average. Owners report fewer service calls, and warranty claims were rare enough to make the brand a standout on consumer forums. You can confirm the build era by checking the vehicle identification number and the original build sheet. Those details matter when every corner cut after 2020 shows up in your repair bills. The difference is not subtle. It is night and day. Skip the dealer lot entirely and you find a different world. Factory direct builders like Lazy Days don't answer to Wall Street or middlemen. Their recreational vehicles use aluminum skin-bonded straight to a foam core. No Luan plywood, no sandwich wall waiting to rot. Metal doesn't soak up water, so leaks can't start the domino effect that destroys most new recreational vehicles. The numbers back it up. After 3 years, a Lazy Days holds 30 to 40% more value than a typical Thor or Forest River unit. One owner put it bluntly, they paid more up front, but they actually got to keep their money. There is one more path most buyers overlook. U.S. law lets you import Japanese camper vans once they hit 25 years old. These are vans that were babied under Japan's strict Shaken inspection system. Owners there would rather export than pay 150,000 yen for another round of paperwork and fees. That's how a Toyota Hiace or Camroad, often with less than 70,000 miles, lands stateside for $20,000 to $30,000. These 3-liter diesel engines are built for 500,000 miles. You get real engineering, not cost-cut corners. After 5 years, your van is still worth nearly what you paid. One overlander put it simply, "I stopped worrying about leaks and started planning my next trip." Right now, 80% of new RVs leave the factory engineered for failure, not adventure. The system is built to drain your savings unless you outsmart it. Don't let corporate shortcuts steal your retirement. Demand better, protect your money, drop your questions or outrage in the comments below.